Yeah,
So,
totally. That's
anyways,
awesome. Yay.
all
What
right,
trailer are we watching?
Oh, good. Hey, everyone. Max here, along with Reign of Horror and Glimmering Heartbeat on X. I'm from Movie Madness Entertainment. So, this trailer is going to be important to us, Rhea, because the great meetup, MME meetup of 2025 is going to probably be happening. Hopefully everything works out. And one of my New Year's resolutions is to actually watch the tapes I find on Tape Hunters. So there's a movie that I know we have at least not seen into completion, and I think Sean appreciates this. And I've never really watched the original trailer. And let viewers, if you want to see, everyone does current trailers. If you want to see classic trailer reactions, especially from horror noobs like myself. Now I bought this, but I'm not like through the moon about seeing it. I'm like, I want to see it. I want to give it its fair shot, because this is also all no restored version, uncut and unedited. That's the version I have on VHS. So me and Rhea, our first in-person review for the MME meetup. I think we're going to take on the challenge and maybe discuss it with Sean afterwards. So I thought we would watch the original trailer and react to it, you know? So let me bring it up. And please, if you're watching this, let us know in the comments section what other classic trailer. It doesn't have to be horror. What other classic trailers you would like to see a reaction to, and see if you'd like more. We're also gauging if people are interested in classic trailer reactions. I'm sure someone does it. I don't think I'm like, oh, the first person that thought of that, but I don't see a lot of it, at least, you know. So let's check this out.
This is the movie that Rex Reed called the most horrifying motion picture I have ever seen. This film is positively ruthless in its attempt to drive you right out of your mind.
Oh my, I'm creeped out already. I gotta pause occasionally, but that's it. This trailer's getting to me. Is there something about classic horror trailers? Man, that I love the voiceover. It's creeping me out. Just he's overhyping it for me. I'm getting freaked out already. That's great. All right, here we go.
It accomplishes everything it sets out to do with brilliance and unparalleled terror. This is the horror movie to end them all.
Oh boy. Oh no. The look on her face with the high beams coming up. There's something about the film stock and everything, the grain and everything, the 70s vibe there. That's just, it makes it creepier for me, Sean. I don't know. We even got, and then the chainsaw ripping up. What? Why are you laughing at me? Because I'm so easily triggered by this.
No, it's just we haven't really gotten into. Like,
I know.
Stuff.
No, I know. All right. I don't know what happened. Oh boy.
Sally, I hear something. Stop.
This is the movie Rex Reed called the most horrifying motion picture I have ever seen. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from New Line Cinema.
Oh boy. Rhea,
You know what?
We got our work cut out for us. Go ahead.
I wonder if the voiceover is the same voiceover from the original Forensic Files. I'm one of those folks, like me and my sister love like just binge watching Forensic Files, and if you know that show, there's like a voiceover person that this trailer reminded me of. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Max, to your point, the just like that kind of vintage sort of like, I guess like I'm not super familiar with grindhouse aesthetics and like history and
Mhm.
stuff, but this is kind of like the crown jewel, right, of
Yeah.
that genre, right? So yeah, when I think of like grindhouse, I would think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I gotta be real. Like, I picked this up because I got it. I bought it from the seller on a tape hunt. But this trailer creeped me out. Like, it really overhyped it for me. Like the voiceover and everything. I'm like, oh wow, I got my work cut out for me watching this one. It's gonna be a rough watch for me. Like like Terrifier vibes, Rhea. Where I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. Sean, with horror movies, is this a hard one for some people to watch even now? Oh, you're muted, Sean. Okay.
I think it can be.
Okay, so it's still even as of today, we're filming this 2024. It's going to be 2025. This is
because you have
still pretty hardcore.
Yeah, because even when it was coming out, I mean, there were two main things. And these are not only two things, but two of the main things when this film came out. I don't want to say protest, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll call it the response, not from the critics, but from the public response.
Yeah.
Was they saw it as a film that was very much as a violence against women, right? Especially if you think mid-70s.
Okay.
That was one thing that a lot of people were pushing back on this film, that they felt it showed too much violence against women. And then vegetarianism. So the fact that the premise here is, you saw the meat hooks there, right? And the premise of one of the stories is that this town fell apart because of a meat packing factory, right? So again, thinking the 70s, thinking about these topics, those were some of the things when we were watching this movie that the public was pushing, or not the entire public, but aspects of the public were pushing back on. And the fact that I don't know if many people know this is that the story, the character is based off an actual serial killer named Ed Gein. So Ed Gein has inspired, and that's probably the wrong word to use, but that's the right word to use, a lot of different horror film characters, but specifically this one, because Ed Gein did have like the skull cereal bowls, the skin lamps, those things they actually found in his home. And that's what this character is kind of portrayed as, is having like keeping keepsakes. Like that's why he's called Leatherface for a reason. He takes the faces of his victims and wears them.
That's where Art got some of his stuff. That's okay. So, oh wow.
So
I'm.
But when you watch this film, and just like the trailer, and I don't know if
I'm going to keep this tape after I watch it. I
will absolutely echo what Ray said, is that grindhouse feel. I love grindhouse films.
Okay.
I absolutely love them. I think if you were to add the cigarette burns, the skipping of the film, and cigarette burns being like the little black spots that pop up on certain aspects, they call them cigarette burns, or like the scratches on the film. If they just would have added that to this, it would be just top tier grindhouse horror film. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of grindhouse films. I just love the sound, the look that they have, everything about them, even the ones that Quentin Tarantino tried doing. Love the fact that he did that look on some of his films.
Out of them now, I'm thinking like Terrifier is the one of more recent controversial horror releases. This
correct
is
for the 70s. This was
up there.
For the 70s, absolutely, this was up there. Nowadays, this would not be a controversial horror film nowadays. But was it 70? I think it was 73, 74 when this came out. And it's 74. When this came out, it absolutely was a controversial type film for every aspect of what it's about and everything that happens in it.
Okay. Well, I
will say this. I will say this real quick.
I take it.
Go watch this film. Watch this film, and then
Yeah.
go watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 version.
I have
Watch
that too. I think I have that too.
Skip the sequels. There were 3 sequels after this original. Skip those 3 and go right to what is considered the remake from 2003.
I think.
Correct. And then watch that one, and then tell me, and then come back and let me know what you think, because that is a
All right,
direct
he's giving us
remake of the
homework,
original.
Rhea. He's giving us homework. I think I have that too, fortunately.
Because I think you will enjoy the remake as well.
When we have the MME tour, I think I'm going to have all my VHS on a shelf like a Blockbuster, and let us pick some and go through them and look at them. So man, can we give it a rating? I will say this: out of what its intentions are, it creeped me the hell out. I'm a noob. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a rough watch for me personally, but I still want to see it.
Yeah.
I still want to review it. And so that trailer did it for me. I love the voiceover at the beginning. That's, you don't get that a lot in trailers right now. I just love that type of trailer. It got me. It got me worried. It got me sweating.
And one thing I love that how the trailer starts off with, and just about every subsequent Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel uses, is the camera sound, that old school camera sound, and how in some scenes and across the various sequels, when that camera sound is used, you'll see like an old school flash bulb go off from a camera, and then it goes completely black again. Mm-hmm. And the only lighting that they're using is what you're meant to believe is this camera, and I think that's just a brilliant aspect that
the terror in the actors and actresses' faces look legit too. Like this is also realism.
Yeah.
This is like a realistic horror type movie. Like
I would say so. Considering remember in the 70s, the latter part of the 60s, especially throughout the 70s and the early 80s. I mean, how many real life serial killers did we have?
Yeah.
I mean, you had the Zodiac running around, never caught. Then you had Ted Bundy. Right. I mean, so you had all these real life serial killers, and you have a movie come out like this.
Yeah. Okay.
These kids
that really sets the
taken.
environment. Yeah. Think about the respect if you're really for uncensored art and pushing boundaries and stuff. This probably had a lot of with the controversy too, a lot of talk about censorship too. Like this is the original restored version, uncut and unedited. So they may have had issues even with the original release, keeping it that way. They went back and restored it. So I would give this trailer, out of what it's trying to be and scare the crap out of the viewer and like, oh yeah, you need this. This is this is intense. I would say 10 out of 10. It's like, wow, for me, I'm worried. About watching this, but for me, it's 10 out of 10. Anyone else want to give a rating out of this for the trailer? I think this is fun too. Before I actually watch this movie, I want to go back and watch the original trailer. Get the whole experience.
Yeah.
Get the whole experience. So that's for me. Brad, did you want to give it a rating and thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm going to cheat and give it 2 ratings. So me watching the trailer in shared company in a well-lit space is going to impact the effect of the trailer as far as like how scared or like anxious and things like that I'm responding to it with. So me sitting in this current environment watching the trailer, all things considered, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 on the spooky meter.
Okay.
But if I was alone at like, let's say 1 a.m. and did not have like the ambient lights of my house or neighborhood or window, and literally just staring at this screen playing this trailer, and it's dead silent all around me, oh yeah, it would definitely be like 10 out of 10. Absolutely. I would not probably be able to go to sleep. Like, so I think that is also something to consider when someone is going into watching this film too. Like, if you're going to watch it like in the middle of the day with your friends, it'll probably seem more cheesy than it is like, this grand, horror legacy sort of like film that we're hyping it up to be. But if you watch it in the format that I'm telling you, like, alone, like in the dark, like in a silent space where it can really like, impact your senses the way that it was intended to, that will give you the best viewing experience, in my opinion.
Okay, cool. 7 out of 10. Since you already know the film really well, Sean, what would you give this just as a trailer rate? Did it show what
the trailer? I would give even today, 2024, I'd give this trailer, if I was ever doing this out of 10, I'd give it an easy 8. Easy 8. Because again, if you don't compare it to modern horror, literally focus on just this film alone, that is an eerie
It affected
trailer.
me. It's not was not an easy watch for me. Like I appreciate horror, but they're not easy for me to watch all the time. Even if I feel like it is a challenge. Like you know how some people are afraid of roller coasters. I went on the craziest roller coaster. I survived the Terrifier series. I survived watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And here's my review. And then what you said too is intriguing because not a lot of horror aficionados and fans of the classics say go watch the reboot. But you said no, go watch this and the reboot at least.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Okay, so go watch the reboot is what Reign of Horror Sean is saying.
Yeah, I would definitely. And the other one of the bunch that I did enjoy was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, which is a prequel, which gives you an insight into how the family, like this shouldn't be a spoiler for the 2003 version. So in that film, you see Leatherface, but you also see his uncle, and his uncle is portrayed as a sheriff. But in the 2006 prequel, you see how, like, wait a minute, is he really a sheriff? Like, how did that happen? They tell you that story. They lead up to that, like how that came about and how Leatherface really becomes Leatherface, so to speak, and how he becomes accepted by his family for the type of person he is, which eventually becomes a killer. So I thought the prequel was very well done. So even check that one out as well.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching our classic. We don't know what to call this series, but classic trailer reaction. If you want to see more, recommend in the comments section. Is this the first time you watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre trailer? It's my first time watching the trailer. And do you think the trailer still holds up? Let us know. We'll see you next time. That was fun. I like that.